Hey, America, grab your popcorn for the ultimate Darwin Award showdown, where we salute the folks who checked out of the gene pool with a spectacular faceplant. We're talking next level dumb, like the guy in Japan who thought sneaking into a pit latrine to spy on women was a genius plan, only to get stuck and freeze to death in a poop filled nightmare. From explosive antics to boneheaded stunts, these stories will leave you howling and cringing. Buckle up. This is going to be a wild ride. Number 1. First up, picture this. A 35-year-old dude in Thailand, heartbroken and clearly not thinking straight, decides the best way to win back his ex is, wait for it, chucking a grenade at her house. Yeah, because nothing says take me back like a literal explosion. Spoiler alert, this Casanova's grand gesture went kaboom in the worst way, and he didn't survive to see if she RSVP'd. Pro tip, buddy, flowers and an apology work better than military-grade romance. Yikes. Number 2. Next, we head to sunny California, where two geniuses thought playing chicken on off-road motorcycles, without helmets naturally, was the ultimate thrill. Guess what? They crashed head-on, and let's just say their thrill-seeking career ended faster than a reality TV show. No helmets, no brains, no chance. This is why safety first isn't just a bumper sticker, folks. These guys didn't just lose the game, they lost the whole plot. Number 3. Now, let's jet to Japan for a story that's equal parts creepy and catastrophic. Some guy thought climbing into a pit latrine to spy on women was a solid plan. Yeah, you heard that right. A latrine. Surprise, surprise. He got stuck and froze to death from hypothermia. If there's a lesson here, it's that peeping from a poop pit is a one-way ticket to the worst kind of cold shoulder. Talk about a stinky way to almost win a Darwin. Number 4. Back in the USA, we've got a tale from the Reddit crew that'll make every guy wince. Picture a dude just living his life, changing his clothes. When, oops, a pocket knife in his pants decides to play hide and stab. It slices his foot and comes this close to turning him into a soprano. He dodged a Darwin by a hair, but let's be real. Carrying an open knife in your pocket is like inviting disaster to a dance party. Secure your tools, people, or you might be singing a very high-pitched tune. Number 5. From the subreddit, we've got a wannabe chef who thought they hit the jackpot with some wild plants. Spoiler, they almost ate lily of the valley, mistaking it for edible ramps. For those keeping score, one's a tasty treat, and the other's a one-way ticket to the ER. They caught the mistake just in time. But holy cow, folks, don't play Russian roulette with your salad. Google poisonous plants before you channel your inner Bear Grylls. Number 6. Picture this. Some guy staring at his lava lamp, probably thinking it's moving slower than a DMV line on a Monday. Does he wait for those groovy blobs to do their thing? Nope. This genius decides to crank up the heat, literally, by plopping the lamp on a stove. Surprise! Surprise! The lamp doesn't take kindly to being barbecued. It explodes, sending glass shards straight into his chest like a low-budget action movie gone wrong. Lights out, curtains closed. If your lava lamp's too slow, maybe just shake it or, I don't know, buy a new one. Cooking it like a Thanksgiving turkey is how you end up on the evening news for all the wrong reasons. Number 7. Next, we've got a guy who's way too confident in his office's interior design. To prove those shiny high-rise windows are tough as nails, he hurls himself against one like he's auditioning for a superhero flick. Spoiler alert, the window doesn't break, but it pops right out of its frame, sending our wannabe stuntman plummeting to a not-so-heroic end. Look, if you want to test your office's build quality, Maybe tap the glass or call maintenance. Body slamming a window to flex on your coworkers? That's a one-way express elevator to the ground floor. This guy learned the hard way that unbreakable doesn't mean idiot-proof. Number 8. Now, let's talk vending machine roulette. Some dude's craving a snack, but the machine's being stingy with his chips. Instead of, say, calling the number on the machine or shaking it gently, he goes full Hulk mode and rocks it like it's a mechanical bull at a dive bar. Plot twist. The vending machine fights back, toppling over and crushing him like a bad sitcom's ratings. Patience is a virtue, folks, especially when you're wrestling a 500-pound snack dispenser. Next time you're hangry, maybe just walk away, or at least don't try to bench press the thing. It's chips, not the Super Bowl trophy. Number 9. Then we've got the party animal who took Dare Ya to a whole new level of nope. At a rager, this guy's buddies bet him he won't eat a slug. Spoiler, he does. Turns out that slimy little critter was packing rat lungworm disease. Yeah, that's as gross as it sounds. It leaves him paralyzed, and eventually, he's out for the count. Look, party dares are for chugging soda or doing a bad dance, not turning your stomach into a petri dish for parasitic nightmares. If someone dares you to eat something that looks like it crawled out of a swamp, just say, pass, bro, and grab a pizza instead. Your life might depend on it. Number 10. And now we've got a chimney cleaning mastermind who clearly skipped shop class. This guy's chimney's clogged, and instead of grabbing a brush or calling a pro, he reaches for, wait for it, a hand grenade. Because nothing says home maintenance like high explosives, right? You can guess how this ends. One big boom, and he's out of the chimney game for good. If your DIY playbook includes grenades, maybe it's time to hire someone, or, I don't know, Google chimney sweep near me. This guy turned a household chore into a Michael Bay explosion, and not in a cool way. Number 11. Picture a guy staring down a spider in his garage, probably thinking it's the size of a Buick. Does he grab a shoe or call an exterminator? Nah, this arachnid avenger decides to go full pyromaniac, flicking a lighter right next to a gas tank. Spoiler, the spider might have survived, but he didn't. The explosion lit up the place like a 4th of July finale, turning his pest control mission into a one-way ticket to the afterlife. Look, if you're battling 8-legged freaks, stick to a rolled-up magazine. Torching your garage near a gas tank? That's how you go from Spider Slayer to Darwin Award All-Star. Number 12. Next, we've got a 79-year-old Belgian guy who must have watched Home Alone one too many times and thought, I can top Kevin's traps. This guy rigs his house with shotgun booby traps and, get this, an explosive beer crate to take out his family. Yeah, because nothing says Family Feud like a Budweiser bomb. Problem is, he forgets where he parked his own traps and trips one himself. Boom, game over. This guy turned his house into a real-life jigsaw puzzle and flunked the escape room. If you're gonna play evil genius, maybe write down where you put the explosives, or, just talk it out at Thanksgiving instead. Number 13. Now, let's talk helium hijinks. Back in 2006, some dude thinks sucking helium straight from a pressurized tank is the way to get that chipmunk voice for laughs. Pro tip, helium tanks aren't party balloons. The pressure rips his lungs apart faster than you can say squeaky voice. This guy went from dreaming of viral TikTok fame to a permanent nap in one bad breath. If you want to sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks, grab a balloon from the dollar store, not a tank that could launch a blimp. Common sense could have saved this guy, but nope. He inhaled his way to a Darwin. Number 14. Then we've got an American tourist in South America probably thinking he's Indiana Jones, until a swarm of killer bees ruins his jungle vibe. Panicked, he dives into the Amazon River to escape the stingers. Solid plan, except the river's crawling with piranhas who see him as a floating buffet. Spoiler, the bees didn't get him, but the fish through a feeding frenzy. This guy swapped one nightmare for another, proving that jumping from the frying pan into the fire, or in this case, a piranha-filled river, is a lousy survival strategy. Next time you're dodging bees, maybe just run for cover instead of auditioning for Jaws, the snack edition. Number 15. And now we head to Florida, because of course it's Florida, where a guy spots a pigeon chilling on a power line and thinks, I'm gonna save that bird. His rescue tool of choice? A 20-foot aluminum pole. Yeah, because nothing screams hero like waving a giant metal stick at a live power line. One zap later, and he's fried faster than a bucket of KFC. If you're playing Pigeon Whisperer, maybe call animal control or, I don't know, let the bird figure it out. Swinging a conductive pole at high voltage lines? That's how you go from Good Samaritan to Darwin Award legend in a single spark. Number 16. Imagine a 75-year-old guy in Hawaii, probably thinking he's the next Indiana Jones, sneaking into an off-limit zone at Volcanoes National Park to get a selfie with some lava. Who needs safety barriers? He says, channeling his inner adventurer. One wrong step later, he slips and tumbles into a lava tube, turning his tropical getaway into a fiery finale. Look, lava's not your buddy. It's not gonna pose for a photo op. If the signs say, stay out, maybe don't treat a volcano like your personal Instagram backdrop. This guy went from sightseeing to sizzling in one hot misstep. Number 17. Next up, we've got a Russian soldier who thought he'd cracked the code on battlefield fashion. Forget Kevlar, this guy stuffs a MacBook into his chest armor, probably thinking, Steve Jobs, protect me. Spoiler, a laptop's great for Zoom calls, not stopping bullets. One shot later, and his high-tech shield fails spectacularly, sending him straight to the great Apple Store in the sky. If you're in a war zone, maybe stick to actual body armor instead of betting your life on a $2,000 paperweight. This guy learned the hard way that think different doesn't mean think bulletproof. Number 18. Then there's the guy who decided Easter Monday was the perfect time to play Supermarket Ninja. He sneaks into the back of a closed store, eyes locked on a water bottle perched atop a towering display. Instead of, say, buying water tomorrow like a normal person, he yanks at the stack like it's a Jenga tower. Surprise! The whole thing comes crashing down, burying him under a plastic avalanche. This wasn't just a thirst trap, it was a death trap. Pro tip, if you're jonesing for a drink, hit up a gas station, not a closed store's display. This guy's late-night heist ended with him drowned in Dasani. Number 19. And now, we've got a Dutch footballer, Murad Lamrabat, who figured cliff diving would be his ticket to viral fame. Picture him standing on a rocky ledge, probably hyping himself up like he's in a Red Bull commercial, ready to nail the perfect dive, except he misjudges the drop, smacks the rocks below, and turns his stunt into a tragic swan song. Cliff diving's cool for pros, but if you're not sure about the distance, maybe stick to the kiddie pool. This guy went from dreaming of YouTube glory to a permanent timeout, proving that gravity doesn't care about your highlight reel. Number 20. Next, we've got a guy in Las Vegas who thought a trip through an automatic car wash was the perfect time for a stroll. Picture this. His car's getting scrubbed, brushes spinning like a bad rave, and for reasons only known to the Vegas gods, he hops out mid-cycle. Surprise! The machinery doesn't take kindly to pedestrians, and he gets whacked faster than a slot machine eating quarters. If you're gonna pamper your ride, maybe stay in the driver's seat or, wait till the suds settle. This guy turned a $5 car wash into $1 million mistake, proving that Vegas isn't the only thing that'll take you for a ride. Number 21. Next, we slither over to Maryland, where authorities found a guy who turned his house into a real life snake pit. 124 of them, to be exact, including cobras and pythons. This dude was living his best Indiana Jones fantasy until one of his scaly roommates decided to RSVP with a venomous bite. Game over. Look, exotic pets are cool if you're running a zoo, but turning your living room into a serpent safari? That's a one-way ticket to the morgue. If you want a pet, maybe stick to a goldfish. It's less likely to send you to the great terrarium in the sky. Number 22. Then we've got a U.S. Navy sailor who thought he'd spice up his day with a prank called Supermanning. Sounds fun, right? Just leap out of a helicopter with a makeshift harness and soar like a superhero. Except this guy's harness was more dollar store than Stark Industries, and his flight ended in a fatal faceplant. If you're gonna play Superman, maybe double check your gear, or better yet, keep your feet on the deck. This sailor went from up, up and away, to down, down and out, faster than you can say kryptonite. Pro tip, leave the superhero stunts to the movies unless you're aiming for a Darwin Award cameo. Number 23. And now we head to Opus 40, a stone sculpture park in New York, where some guy decided he's the next Spider-Man minus the web-slinging skills. He starts climbing the intricate stone structures, ignoring every do not climb sign like it's just a suggestion. One slip later, he's tumbling to his doom, proving that gravity doesn't care about your artsy vibes. If you're visiting a sculpture park, maybe admire the rocks from the ground instead of treating them like your personal Everest. This guy's attempt at being a rock hound turned him into a cautionary tale, etched in stone. Number 24. Next, we've got Tetsu, a 47-year-old thrill seeker in 2020, who decided to live stream his climb up Japan's snow-covered Mount Fuji. Sounds cool, right? Except it's freezing, his hands are numb, and the mountain's basically a giant ice rink. Does he turn back? Nah, he's muttering. Hands are numb, but must operate smartphone. Like he's auditioning for Frozen, the influencer edition. One slip later, he's tumbling to his doom, broadcasting his final moments to the world. If your fingers are too frozen to text, maybe don't treat Mount Fuji like your personal TikTok studio. This guy went from streaming glory to a permanent log-off, proving that likes aren't worth your life. Number 25. Picture a zookeeper in Germany, heart full of good intentions, staring at a constipated elephant like it's his personal mission to save the day. Instead of calling a vet or, Googling elephant plumbing 101, this guy goes full Dr. Doolittle with a megadose of laxatives and an enema to match. Spoiler: the elephant's pipes unclog in spectacular fashion, unleashing a 200-pound poop tsunami that knocks him flat and buries him in the brown stuff. He suffocates, crushed under a literal crapload. If you're playing poop roulette with a pachyderm, maybe wear a hazmat suit or just let nature take its course. This guy's attempt at heroics turned into the ultimate brownout, earning him a stinky Darwin Award. Number 26. Now, let's head down under to Australia, where a guy spots his phone slip into a sinkhole and thinks, I got this! Spoiler, he didn't. This isn't your average pothole. It's part of a cave system, and our hero dives in like he's Indiana Jones chasing the Holy Grail. He gets trapped, and despite rescue efforts, he doesn't make it out. Look, phones are replaceable. Your life, not so much. If your iPhone takes a dive into a sinkhole, maybe just wave goodbye and head to the Apple Store. This guy's treasure hunt turned him into a cautionary tale for the no phone left behind crowd. Number 27. We've got Michael Sexton, a 58-year-old treasure hunter in 2020, chasing a fabled Rocky Mountain stash inspired by some eccentric art dealer's book. Sounds like a Hollywood adventure, except he and his buddy get stranded in a snowstorm. While his companion gets rescued, Sexton freezes out, turning his treasure quest into a tragic snow globe. If you're hunting buried gold, maybe check the weather. Or better yet, stick to binge watching National Treasure on Disney+. This guy's dream of striking it rich landed him a one-way ticket to the Darwin Award jackpot. Number 28. Picture a woman hiking, minding her own business, when a rogue feather catches her eye, dancing in the wind like it's auditioning for a Pixar short. Does she let it float away? Nope, she chases it like it's the last ticket to a Taylor Swift concert. Next thing you know, she's sprinting straight off a 300-meter cliff, probably still reaching for that feather as she plummets. She doesn't make it past the next day. Look, nature's beautiful, but if a feather's leading you toward a cliff, maybe just snap a pic and call it a day. This gal's quest for a souvenir turned her hike into a one-way skydive. Number 29. Next, we zip to Brazil, where Arthur de Souza Coelho decides to protect his car like it's the Batmobile. His plan? Rig an electrified fence around it to zap any would-be thieves. Solid idea, until he forgets it's juiced up and gives it a pat like it's his trusty steed. Zap! Lights out. This guy turned his parking spot into a high-voltage death trap, proving that if you're going to play mad scientist with your car, maybe keep a post-it note that says, "Don't touch the zappy wires." His anti-theft system worked all right, just not for him. Number 30. Now let's head to Detroit, where a guy drops his car keys into a storm drain and decides he's the hero of his own action movie. Instead of calling a locksmith or, the city, he shoves his head through an 18-inch grate like he's auditioning for a sewer snorkeling championship. Spoiler, he gets stuck and drowns in 2 feet of rainwater. 2 feet! That's barely a puddle! If you're diving headfirst into a drain for your keys, maybe make sure it's for something worth it, like a gold bar or the Holy Grail. This guy's key retrieval mission turned him into a tragic, urban scuba diver. Number 31. And finally, we've got Daniel, a 21-year-old beach bum who thinks an 8-foot deep sand hole is the perfect spot to chill out of the wind. Sounds cozy, right? Until the walls cave in, burying him under 5 feet of sand like he's starring in a budget remake of The Mummy. If your beach day involves digging a hole deeper than your grandma's basement, maybe bring a hard hat, or better yet, just build a sandcastle. This guy's quest for a wind-free nap turned his beach vibes into a sandy coffin, proving that OSHA doesn't hand out permits for DIY beach bunkers. And that's a wrap on our parade of Darwin Award champs who turned bad idea into a one-way ticket to oblivion. These folks didn't just miss the common sense memo, they shredded it and set it on fire. We hope you're still picking your jaw up off the floor. If you loved these wild tales, smash that subscribe button and join the crew for more epic fails. Drop a comment below. Tell us which boneheaded move had you cackling the hardest. Stay smart out there, America, or at least smarter than these guys.